Hey there, Foppers, and welcome back to a quest to finish every single video game. That's right, absolutely all of them. Today we're back with more Understand. And we gotta understand the hidden rules. So there are four rules on this puzzle set. So, circle to square, that seems to work out. Not square to circle. And definitely nothing to do with the triangle. Does seem that this final clue is something to do with. Yeah, I don't know actually. The first clue seems to be touching the circle, and the second clue seems to be touching the square. The third clue seems to be not touching the triangle. But what the fourth one is, I couldn't tell you. It triggers sometimes, not all of the times. Like it does not trigger there. It triggers there, not there, and not there. But there it triggers along with the rest of them. Strange. This gives us the final rule. So I don't know. Hmm, strange. Well, this is obviously going to be a fail now. No, it's not. Hmm. So I thought that triangle was the third rule, but that's obviously wrong since we didn't get the rule even though we don't touch it. It might be having the triangle being. Hmm, I was thinking having the triangle being the one and only uncolored region, but that doesn't seem to work because this should give us the rule still. I mean, it does give us the third rule, not the fourth one, which we have no idea about anyways. This is definitely strange. So what's going on here? This. Is it about the uncolored region being a square? Hmm. The fourth rule does not trigger there, but it does trigger there. So the fourth rule is probably about the unshaded region being a square. Ah, we're gonna want multiple unshaded regions here. So like this, they are both squares. That's okay. What about this? Does that mean the triangles need to be split up? It seems so. I feel like the rule set itself is fairly simple then. I just need to figure out the optimal solution to solve this one. Let's do this and go down here. That should work. Yeah. Now we need to combine everything we know. Well, this triangle needs to be part of a square that's at least 2 by 2. Because it needs to go either up here or up here. We can never color both of these squares. Both of these cells. And it can never be a 3 by 3 because it would either extend out like this and be force connect to this triangle, go down like this and be force connect to this triangle. So it's exactly a 2 by 2. So do this. Uh, same situation with the bottom one. Can we not do this? Yeah, that solves it. Cool. Interesting puzzles. So again, something to do here. Maybe the shape has to be a rectangle this time. Why are there so many so many squares? Huh. That's odd. Do this. Do this. It's a 1 by 2 rectangle, like it is in these levels. We end on a square and start on a circle. 2 by 3 rectangle is not okay, that's for sure. If we just do this, it does not give us all of the rules, unfortunately. Huh. Well, we can do a down rectangle like this. Yeah, that works. Now we can just do this. That's another rectangle for us. Do we have to color in every cell since there are no triangles? Is that possible? Huh. I betcha there's something about this being legal somehow. Let's try if we can have a rectangle and solve the puzzle. Let's try that. Well, let's try this. Okay. Hmm. Because we could easily do this. Fill in all of the squares. That's no issues. You're gonna want. Do we need a circle? Can we not do this? Okay, that does not seem legal. Yeah, it seems like we need to start on the circle and end on the square. But then the question is, how do you get the fourth rule? Can we ever get it here? So, so if you just have a rectangle somewhere, don't worry about the other rules for now. That gives us the fourth rule. What about if we have a... Well, that's not the rectangle I was thinking about. Huh. If we have a 2 by 3 there, that's not okay. So it's gotta be a 1 by 2. What if we have multiple 1 by 2s though? Is that even possible to attempt? We can do that. That gives us the fourth rule. So it seems we can have as many 1 by 2 rectangles as we want to on the field. So we just need to worry about hitting the square last if we start here. We don't need to very carefully fill in the entirety of the board. We never did try 1 by 3. Ah, that's okay, okay. So it's a 1 by something rectangle. We can have as many of them as we want. So this doesn't seem too bad then, right? And it's gotta be a rectangle as well, 1 by 1. That's a square, not a rectangle, so that's not allowed. Can we not just do this? Get a big rectangle going? It's not quite okay, because we're struggling with this cell. Fine. It almost feels like something we could work with. If we do this, we just need to figure something out for the right side. Can we not do this? Oh, we get an issue with the corner. Oh, we can do this. No. Why would I think so? That's ridiculous. Okay. Well, what if we approach this the other way around? Not quite there. Still a little something missing here. Oh, and we can almost work with this. Almost. Yeah, we can definitely work with this. Just go back here and add in this little extra thing. And that should be fine. Yeah, cool. Now, well, I can see we can make these rectangles. That's fine. Huh. So, just try to get a lot of rectangles in here. We can go around here first, actually. That's gonna help us out a bit in the future. That's almost good. We just need a little something for this triangle here. And I cannot go here. Actually, this triangle, it needs to have an empty cell beneath it here. That's the only way it can ever be in a 2 by 1 or a 3 by 1. Because you can never go out here, connect to this triangle, never appear over here. That will be the circle or the square. So it always needs this cell. Now, what does that mean? Well, this triangle, it never goes down, obviously. Can it ever go over here? It can't. Because if it did, we could never enter these cells here. Since we can get in, but we can never get out again without taking this cell. So it cannot go out, it cannot go down, so this one needs to go up as well. Which is interesting, because, well, we need to color in these cells. If not, we would have had 2 by 3. So we need to do this. Need to go down over here. We can do this, and that solves it. Cool. 4, 3. Just tap any cell that does not contain a circle. But only one. Hmm. Seems to be something with regions of 3 here. Right? Can we do this? No. So it needs to be like square missing one corner, it seems. That's okay. What if we did this? No. Okay. Well, what size does it have to be? Ah, it can extend in any direction. But it has to be equal amounts. Yeah. Okay. This shouldn't be too bad. Oh, it's too bad. Can it extend? So in here it extends 1. Here, wait. It doesn't have to be in the middle though. It can be anywhere in the shape. Okay. And we already know that just the circle isn't fine. Okay, so it cannot like extend 0. But it can be anywhere, which is kind of unintuitive, because intuitively you would think it's in the corner. Uh, well, if it can be anywhere, we can use like this shape can be for the circle, which seems to make it easy to just do this. Yeah, that works. I'm betting these have to be in different regions. We can actually test that by doing this. Yeah, so they have to be in different regions. Okay. I'm inclined to say this goes something like this. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's something. This doesn't work, right? Yeah, that doesn't work. Again, they need to be split up. They can't like share a cell or whatever, which is good intel to have. Curious. What if we do something like this? That will never work. What about... Again, that'll never work. Do this for me. This is close. It feels close. We can do this, can't we? That's good, yeah. Oh no. Well, this puzzle shouldn't be too difficult. Are there not a ton of variations here, given the amount of cells you have? You probably want like opposite corners to be 2 long and opposite to be 1 long to avoid odd numbers. So do something like this for me. Something like this. It's close. Uh, Not quite there. We're missing that one cell. So annoying. Well. Oh, we actually do have it solved here. I see the solution. We just need to trace our steps back here. We need to go all the way back here and take one further down. And try to retrace our steps in the same exact manner. Yeah, and this should work. Yeah, because these 3, they are 2 long and that's 1 long. Strange solution on that one. Not as symmetrical as I would have thought. Split up the circles and the squares. That makes sense to me. Never start on them though. Split up the circles and the squares. Is this not the same puzzle? Yeah, it's just turned. And we can split them up like so. Does this work? Yeah, that works. And this works, right? No. Okay. Do they need to have as many cells as each other, these regions? That's what I'm gathering. Yeah, I think so. So, well, this should work. But also, let's see, can we start here? Can we do this? Why wouldn't that work? That's strange. That's very strange. This works, of course. That makes sense to me. And wouldn't this work? Yeah? I feel like this is a good grid to learn some more rules. Because there's definitely more here. Cannot do that. So, what I'm kind of thinking is that there's some symmetry going on. So both of these need to be clear. We don't have anything on these though, so well, it's kind of tough to make that happen. Let's just add so we have the solution here and go down here. This is what I want to do, but that doesn't work out, of course. So how would you ever get that kind of symmetry here? You don't really, is the answer. So there's got to be some rotational symmetry if you do this. Huh. That's strange. That's strange. Well, what else can you even do at this point? Honestly. Because you can never have. This needs 3. No. If you go around like this, take the entirety of the bottom. Now you have 2. Huh. This feels close to me. It does. Do the same solution up to here. And take the entirety of the top. Hang on, this is. There are not a lot of cells left. So we have followed every rule we know of. Like, what I want to do here is I want to get this cell and then get both of these. And that should be fine. We should be able to do that. I think that's the solution. So if we do this, then we have the exact same shape. Yeah. So there's some sort of symmetry going on here. And we need to do the same thing here somehow. Which seems impossible. We can easily split up the shapes like so. But that's not gonna give us the solution, of course. And how do you ever get that kind of symmetry here? How would you do that? It needs to be. I feel like it needs to be like a bottom half and a top half that's similar. But I don't see how exactly to make similar shapes at the top and the bottom while having this line going through the middle, separating this square and this circle. I definitely don't immediately see how we could have this square and this circle be connected. Because that alone would give this whole shape 2 rows at least on the bottom and the top, and we could only have 1 row here. Well, I mean, we can't give more rows to you. We can do that by doing something like this. And you have a lot to work with here now. But how do we ever make these similar now? Like using the middle, it will never work because that would have to be similar to something else over here or over here if we mirror it. Well, let's just fill in a lot of the grid here, and maybe that'll get us some ideas. So, like, this is about as much as can be filled in. This really, while following the rules, as following the rules to my knowledge at least. So, well, you have three. We could have three over here. And then, since you are further back, well, we could kind of mirror it, but we know mirroring is not allowed. Like, rotational symmetry and whatever. It has to be perfect symmetry for the shapes. They have to be just the exact same shape displaced on the grid somewhere. Which is strange to me. How would we ever get that done? How would we get that done? So I'm thinking like E shape using both of the middle ones, which doesn't really work. Oh, I'm thinking the wrong way around. It might work. It might work. Like these cells will be an issue. But I'm thinking like if these cells here correspond to these cells, then we could have this shape, so something like this for you, and then, but we could never, like that would block out all of these cells here, because if we have this shape, we're never getting to these shapes or these cells, so they would be forced to be part of this region here. But if we do this and we try to like recreate that over here, we see that touches the circle. So that's not quite okay. Like, if you are connected like that, and that's mirroring here, then you're never getting down here because there are not enough cells down for you to get there. So we need to work with the E somehow, and it has to be in the middle here to get enough cells up and down for these two to reach each other ever. What if we did something like this? We would need that same shape somewhere else on the grid. We could have that over here. Could we not have you like just be this kind of shape? And then we could have this kind of shape here too. That seems to be fine. I think that's the best idea I've had this far. Okay, so this doesn't quite work like this, because we're giving one too many at the bottom there, which is difficult to repair, actually. Also, we're kind of stuck here because we need to go down now, and that would also mess up the shape. Like, these are close, but not quite there. So, what if we give you one more? Can we give you one more? No, that doesn't quite work. Well, I really like this whole idea. It needs to be at least three here because this needs to be at least three here from the square to reach up to the circle. So it needs to go like this and like this. This is like the minimum size for this shape possible. And we could extend it somewhat. Like, is there anything wrong inherently with giving it 4 at the bottom there? We need to go like this in that scenario, which is not good. So it has to have an extra there. And then if we need to go this shape, we need to go up here now, which will connect with a square. So this doesn't quite feel good to me. This doesn't quite feel good to me. But this doesn't quite feel good either. Like, we can do this if we just had a completely different starting point. Wouldn't that work if we started you here? Could not just go around like so? That seems to solve multiple of our issues. Let's try the same strategy down here. Is that not the same? That's perfect. Oh, that was a tough one. But it felt very good. It did. Okay. So, well, seems like we want 1x2s with the stars, but not the same exact shape. Can we do like 1x3s? I wonder. That's fine. And we can do 1x2s. That's fine. But we cannot do them the same way. No. Can we do this? No, they have to be the same size. So we can do this. Cool. And we can never do 4 sides here, because this would hit one corner, and this would either go the shape or hit the same corner. So it needs to be 3 at most. Can it be? It has to be rectangles, it seems. Cannot be different shapes entirely. Well, they can never be 3, actually. Kind of the same reason. So if they're both 3, and this is going like so, and this is going like so, we would never be able to get this square and all of these. Similarly, if they go the same way like this, that's not legal according to the rules, as far as I know. So they have to be 2s, which shouldn't be too bad to work with, I guess. Uh, well, that seems to be worse to work with than I first anticipated. They had to be the same shape or the same size, we know that already. Well, we can do U actually, that works, yeah, cool. What actually can squares mean? Maybe those have like, maybe the rule is if you just replace these with squares, the rule still applies, you know? But so the stars here, they have to have the same size, and they cannot be the exact same rotation. But the squares probably like follow the same rules, but don't care about. Oh, okay. Well, that's odd. Why would this solve it? I have no idea. My best guess is that it's something with 1x2, 1x2, and then 1x2, 1x2 overlapping. But that makes no sense according to the rules I know. So I have no idea what to make of this. Hmm. If we make 1x3s, no. What if we do? Well, what if we do this? That works. Okay. Again, there seems to be something with 1x2 and 1x2. 1 square? Oh no. I guess that just needs to be in like a 1x2 or 1x3. But doesn't need to match the stars. So what if we did this? I would have thought that worked for sure. Really would have. What if we do this? That does not work at all. Huh. I don't understand the square behavior here at all. That doesn't work. What about this? Why would that work? Actually, just give the square one single cell, or if that works ever, which it might not, actually. We need to go around the entire thing. We need to get all three of these, or two of these. We need to get these two, and then one of these two. Hmm. Why would that work? Can we just cover the square like this, maybe? No. As long as we don't touch any shapes, we seem to get the first rule. So that's probably like about not having touching a shape. Well, that's not fine. Of course it's not fine. Why would that be fine? What if we did this? Well, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and 1 by 2. That gives less of the rules. That does give 3 of the rules. So it is close, somewhat. I'm curious as to what this rule could possibly be. Huh. This level seems slightly easier. What is actually going on here, though? We have corners, and they seem to be in those 1 by 2 shapes. We know 1 by 3s are fine, as long as they are not the same shape. Again, as long as they are not the same shape. I think these are strange, though. Why does this work? Because you are in a corner, which is strange. And also, if we say you are 1 by 2 here, overlapping with this 1 by 2, you are a 1 by 2 going up, and you are 1 by 2 going up. And that shouldn't work. The total shape, that's something completely different. What if we did this? That solves it for us. So, I guess square needs to be. We need to have exactly 2 regions, maybe? Does that seem to be a rule? This gives us the third rule, actually. Strange. Having exactly 2 regions does not seem to be a rule. Because we're able to get every rule by doing this. These 2 motions gives us 1, 3, and 4. This gives us 3 and 4. Well, not rule 2. Which we do get there. So maybe it is splitting the grid into exactly 2 regions. Or just having 1 star in each region, or whatever. Because now we have 2 regions and we don't get the second rule. So it's probably about having 1 star in each region, or at least 1 shape in each region. And the square can be in just either one of the regions, I think. But the regions cannot be exactly the same. So I'm thinking if we do this is a region here, then we can do this, which is not exactly the same. That should be fine. It's not, though. Which is strange, considering these are legal. So what exactly do you do with a square? Other than potentially just coloring it in. Which you can do. You can do this. That's almost good. Can we just not start at the square? Or end on the square, maybe? We can start you here instead and try that. Okay, we do not start or end on the square. Yeah, the first rule is just don't touch a shape. So what do we do with this square? Well, what if we just try this? That's not okay for some reason. What if we do this? I think we've tried this already. That does not give us rule number 3. Well, we can do something like this, though. That's not okay. Can we do this and have the square be a completely different shape? No. So, what can we really do here? I have no idea what the rule set could be for you. Yeah, I'm completely lost. Oh, what if we did this? We've tried that, haven't we? Well, there is one thing I don't really like about this. So if you look at all of these, the shapes are always in the corners. And that's true for this bottom region, but not you. The star is not in a corner here. But how would we get that in a corner while having this sort of shape? Well, if you went like this instead, does that help us out? Mm, almost. Can we not just give the star 4 like this? Oh, not quite. Hmm. I guess we need to look at this in between episodes here, because we're all out of time, unfortunately. So I will have a look at this and see if I can figure something out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll see the next one. And remember, if you're looking for a flopper just like us, do consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free, and it really helps me out. Anyways, have a nice day, and goodbye!